Hey, what's up, everybody? It's been a long time since I've done a video like this, but this is going to be probably the new norm for a while. I mean, I'm still going to do the other videos, but I'm going to start doing more like this where I actually speak on certain topics. I feel like I can, get more out this way. So that's what I'm going to be doing. With this video, I just decided to touch on a few topics and show how they intertwine with each other. The main one being these energy rituals and how it's connected with Kobe Bryant, and also the story that was put out by the one newscaster who made a comment about the Los Angeles, I guess she said niggers or whatever. People are arguing about what she really said, like it really truly matters. But yeah, anyways. So first, let me get into the energy rituals. Give you a quick understanding of what it is that is going on here. So the media, I speak on this all the time on my Instagram, on my Facebook. The media, as we know, does not inform you of things based on its validity, or even, based on anything really. They inform you based on to trap your attention. Because in this reality that we live in, energy is essentially a currency. And by energy, I want to be clear, not just the way we socially use the word into meaning. We take so many different words and give it our own definition just based on the way things are socially used. But energy is not the way some people just look at it from such a simplistic standpoint, where it's like, energy is, I'm putting my energy into that. Energy actually is a form of spiritual currency, and it can be drained. It can also be manipulated and used against you. It also can be used to manifest a specific or desired reality. So people who deal with the occult, people who deal with any form of magic, for lack of a better word, they understand how to manipulate energy, whether it's their own or others, to get the desired reality. So the people who run the media, you can consider them like warlocks in a sense, because they understand how to manipulate, or at least they have the means to manipulate masses of individuals. And they have the means to also, in turn, take that energy that they're manipulating the people to get a hold of. They can take that energy and use it as they see fit by swaying you a certain way. They kind of dictate where you go with everything. Obviously, because they've conditioned the people long enough, the so-called white aspect of America has been conditioned to feel a way. The so-called black American dysphoria also has been programmed to feel a way. So they understand when they, put different things out there for you to see, they understand where you're going to go with it. They understand if they give you a story where some old white guy says to a so-called black woman, nigger, they know that's going to get a response from all the pro-blacks and all the rest of the groups, and it causes an uproar. People, they feeling the type of way about this type of thing, and they know exactly what they're doing. You don't even realize by just engaging it. It's one thing to take a look, like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. It's another thing once you invest your emotions. Oh, they didn't say that. They said this. Oh, what she really meant was this. Oh, these white folks, these crackers, these whatever words you want, whatever. You know what I mean? You have to understand, these people have almost perfected a way to manipulate you from this standpoint. But you don't really understand because they're tapping into you from an emotional standpoint. This is a way. You can actually say they use your emotions against you. They use your emotions almost as like a means to connect with you subconsciously. So, whereas in a certain spiritual system like I don't know, maybe like IFA, or a system like Necronomicons or Goetia. There's symbols that you have to channel the energy that exists within you, each energy. So what these people understand is you have certain built-in things within you. They use the word nigger as a symbol to channel anger within you. They also use white people smacking black people on TV, so-called white, so-called blacks, smacking you on TV or doing violence, or so-called slave movies to raise up something within you. You understand? They do all of these different things to get a reaction out of you. And there's really no end goal to this. The whole thing is just to get a reaction. Because once you have given them what they want, which is your attention, they can and they will manipulate you. That's just how it goes. You think that you're conscious of something, and you're making people aware of this and racial stuff. And listen, you think the people at these TV networks wouldn't know before they put that out that is an issue? Of course they know that. But they don't do it. They're not doing it because they don't so-called like black people, and it has nothing to do with that. They do these things. Like this woman, trust me, the woman that said the Los Angeles nigger, whatever she said, she was told to do that. I don't know if she was fully aware of why she was told to do it, but I'm telling you, she was definitely told to do it, and she was told to do it because it will trigger you. It's a trigger. It is no different than a symbol in any spiritual system. It will evoke something within you. And it did for probably millions of individuals. Some that are so-called black, some that are so-called white. You know what I mean? And then other individuals as well. Just people just being witness to these things, especially in the wake of the situation with Kobe Bryant. They kind of doubled down on the ritual. Obviously, Kobe, like a LeBron, like a Michael Jordan, a Magic Johnson, a Ken Griffey Jr., a Floyd Mayweather, like these guys are polarizing figures in the sports world, almost like gods today to some people, because people look for significance and inspiration from a lot of these guys. So they, in a sense, they deify men and women. You're not supposed to, but this is just the reality of the society we live in. People spend millions of dollars to promote these guys and build them up, and girls to promote them up to be these deities of such, and this works right into the hands of those in charge. They want to do this because, again, you can use these people, again, as a symbol, like I explained, to evoke certain things within the individual, certain emotions, certain feelings, certain reactions, almost like a trigger for like a MK Ultra program or something like that, You show somebody something and they immediately respond away. You ever know, like, if when you're in a car driving down the street and a certain song comes on, just based on your individual relationship to the song, there is a reaction. Could be a cry, tear shedding, a moment of brief silence with thoughts. Like, this is how these things go, and they are really good at this technique. When they do these mass rituals, you have to understand that they've programmed each probably like set of individuals in their own way. So besides your own individual programming you get growing up, there's another aspect of programming that deal with like religions, races, nationalities. They have like a massive programming. And when they see certain things, the large majority of them will respond the way that they were programmed to respond. I.e., like I said, when a woman comes on TV, she says the word nigger or whatever she says, people are going to respond. Mostly negatively, because they make sure that the woman looks different than you. They know exactly what they're doing. You understand this? Okay. Again, then we go to the Kobe situation. Kobe is built up as a he's been deified already. And then again, he's no longer here. And the individuals were crying and all of this and things like that. And again, I've been studying these things long enough to understand how these things go. Every year, if you were to Google it right now, you can see for yourself. Every year around the World Series, around the NFL Championship, Super Bowl, and around the NBA Finals, there's always a set of deaths. Usually, these deaths occur in threes. Always. Every year. Just keep looking. Always pay attention, and it is usually, and I mean, when I say usually, I mean 90% of the time, there's a connection with at least two of the deaths that connect to some team in the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals or you get the point. Many people will argue how these people being sacrificed, like literally killed, or are they just faking their deaths? I'll put it this way. For the point of the ritual, it doesn't even matter whether these people are alive or not, for the simple fact that if the masses, which is what is important, because these rituals are done to affect the masses. Like, so if this ritual hits 25 million people, just for example, if 25 million people believe it, and 10,000 people don't believe it, then it's fine. It doesn't matter. Your little 10,000 people, it's cool. You don't have to believe what these people are saying. But if they get energy from 25 million people, then they've succeeded in what they want to do. You understand? So, like I said, I don't really want to get into whether someone's dead or alive. Like, again, anyone that follows my work is aware of where I stand with a lot of these athletes, a lot of these big entertainers. These guys are, and girls, a lot of them, if you were to do research on these guys' family background, you'll realize a lot of these people use alternative names, alternative backgrounds. A lot of their past is foggy. You have a hard time keeping up with these guys, like, and these characters and where they go and where they lived. And, there's something to be said about a lot of this. I'm not really going to get into it in this video because I kind of want to stay just on this. But let's just say that all these people that you think are dying, they're not dying, And like I said, I'll get into all of this at another time. But the point is, whether you want to believe the individual Kobe Bryant actually died or not, understand what's more important is that this was a ritualistic situation. There's no doubt about that. And it was carried out to manipulate the masses of individuals, because Kobe is he is a deity. Even if you don't really worship him or whatever, like what he represents to the culture. Sports in America is like a religion. This is something that's very significant. Therefore, if sports is so high on the ladder in America, then you would have to also say that the guys that become the masters of sports become the gods. Just like movie stars and all these other things. It just kind of is what it is. So to remove him, then with his daughter also present, again, the situation sends shockwaves. So understand, the same thing with Malcolm X, same thing with Martin Luther King, the same thing with Michael Jackson, the same thing with Prince. Like, you can just keep going with a lot of the very big stars. I'm not talking about some activist or something that was just some low-key guy that you knew in your town. I'm talking about the biggest guys. There's always ritualistic. And the way that it's carried out is carried out by this occult number system. It's called gematria. Gematria is a practice, an ancient practice, in which you code words into numbers. Each letter has a numerical value. There's multiple ways to do it. You can simplify. You can also do it backwards. Like I said, again, there's a way where you can go A is 1, B 2, C 3, D 4 as an example. There's another way where you can go the opposite, whereas Z would be 1, going back the other way. You understand? All the way down to A being the 26th letter, as if it was the last letter. So there's many different ways to do it. There's a way where each letter skips a value of 6. So A would be 1, B would be 6. Oh no, A would be 6, B would be 12, C would be 18, like this. And again, that also can be done in reverse, where Z would be 6 down. You understand this way? Like, so there's many different ways. If anyone's interested in that, they could email me and I'll shoot them over the information. But the individuals in charge use this number code to essentially script out situations, not just so-called deaths or alleged deaths, but they also use these type of situations or that situation, that number scripting for things like stuff like big bombings, school shootings. Like, everything is orchestrated by this number, because in this aspect of the occult, these people love what I guess a regular person would just probably call it like synchronicity. Like, these people understand the significance of synchronicity and tying everything in like a web. But they work it so beautifully, whereas the normal individual with his regular perception would not be able to notice anything. This is how skilled these people are. And like I said again, if you follow my work, I'm on Facebook under the name Safa Karu, the same name. But if you follow my Instagram, more of that work is on there. It's Karuism. And then there's the underscore after. So at Karuism, KARUIZM _ that page shows more of what I'm talking about as far as gematria. It's basically an alphanumeric coding system. And they also love to attach certain numbers to their work. Like 33 is a favorite, obviously because of the 33rd degree Freemasons. That's what many people think. That's an aspect of it, but it's really not it per se. It's not even having to do with most people. I know I had someone say, "Oh, it's the 33 vertebrae in the back," and no, that's really not it either. What it really is these people are also obsessed with the Bible, and they're obsessed with it because, again, like I said, these people are script writers. They believe in script. You know, everything they do is script. They're Shakespearean lovers. They love the Shakespearean experience. And with the Bible, what they are attempting to do is something that I have a book coming out on also. It's called something that I call the Strawman Civilizations. And what the Strawman Civilizations essentially is the creation of the biblical world into the world that we live in now. So they go around and they create, or they have brought forth the things that we see in the Bible, the places, even some of the events. They try to re-script them into reality. And the Bible is used as a sort of a play sheet or some sort of predictive programming. As many people these days know what predictive programming is, the Bible has been used that way to give people like an idea of like, this is the past and this is the future. So when you see these things happening, you hear many people just ignorantly say, "Oh, you know, the Bible, the good book is coming true." No, the book is not coming true. This is not God doing this. This is man playing the role of God. See, what these individuals and other individuals have found out, it's not just these people. This universe works a way. There has a way that it naturally works. But if you pay attention long enough, no talking, no distractions, you can get an understanding of how it works. These people have an understanding of this. So with that understanding, they're able to play God in a way. I mean, let's be real. These people don't have to do that much to really confuse you. I mean, they put it on the news, you believe it. They put it in the history book, you believe it. You know, so it's not like there's any elaborate scheming necessarily needed. But this, what they do with the holy books, the Bible, the Torah, and the Quran, what they do with those books is Very significant because they want you to think that there were Hebrews, a people, a Hebrew. There was an Akkadians, and there was a Babylonians, and there was this people and that people, and the Prophet Muhammad. Like, you understand? Like, so they want to create this whole dynamic, like these things existed, and this is a part of the old world. When if you look up many of these places that you see today that come from the Bible, damn near all of them, they were just created. Most of them are created in the 1800s. So many of them. You actually see them doing it with Italy. I mean, not with Italy, I'm sorry. Italy was just created in the 1800s as well. But I meant to say with Israel, which is like the significant spot in the Bible. So they create Israel in 1948. And, this is it, and they pass it. If you look up the history, I have it on my page too. If you look up the history of what they've done with Israel, they actually passed it with 33 votes. And remember what I was telling you about that number. They love that number. And, so everything they do is like synced in through this. Like, you got so many different things around 33. Also, when it comes to so-called blacks, we want to make sure we specify so-called blacks. There's a number 42 they love to use because the word nigger, Nigger, if you do that in gematria, just the regular way, A1, B2, like this, if you do it that way, then the word nigger has a value of 42. So they love to like mock so-called black people with that number. You'll see an article in Virginia, there was a guy, so-called black guy, that got tased by the police for 42 seconds. And then you have to ask yourself, like, well, who the hell is counting while they're getting tased? It's almost impossible. You're so focused on the pain. It's not like you're getting shocked and I'm going to just count 1, 2, 3. It's not going to happen. So they have stuff like that. They also had, if you go back and watch I got a copy of the testimony from the O.J. Simpson case where they were talking about during the 33rd week of the trial, Mark Fuhrman got on the stand and said the word nigger 42 times. You see, this is a way for them to convey this message to their, to the group, what's going on. Like, these people understand this way. It's like a gang language or whatever like that, And before I forget, before I go off rambling, 33 is significant to these people because, like I was saying, the Bible. And they, like I said, they're trying to recreate the Bible here on earth. None of this stuff has ever existed. I don't care what you believe. You can be mad about it if you want to. I really don't care. They're not recreating the Bible. They're creating it for the first time, but they're making you think it's old with their little books and stuff like that. But it's not. There's no Babylonians and there's none of that. You know what I mean? There was no the ancient Sumerians and aliens. Come on, man. Like, no. The history. Ask your elders about your history. You understand? Like, most of these history books is BS. But back to 33 in the Bible. They like this number because there's a point in the Bible where it says that Satan's army, or whatever you want to call them, the fallen angels, they descended to earth. I think it's like God kicked out like a third of the angels and they became Satan's army. So, and Satan in the occult represents, like illumination. Anybody knows like the mythologies and all that stuff. They understand what all this means. They don't look at it from the same perspective that a Christian or religious minded person would think, like Satan in that way. More like someone of wisdom, like someone of knowledge. But that's another story. But a third of the angels God kicked out and they joined forces with Satan. 1/3 is 33%. So I think that's how they see themselves, as the angels of illumination. That's what Satan is, the illuminated one. The same, the whole Greek mythology thing where they take the lightning bolt from Zeus and try to give it to humanity. It's the same story with Satan. He tries to entice the humans to eat from the tree of knowledge and all these things. Like, this is the same story. So this is how they see themselves, as the illuminated ones, or whatever the case may be. This is why they like 33. This is why. Not about the 33 vertebrae in the back. They don't give a shit about that. Yeah, and that's just the point I was really trying to make as far as the 33. Now, like I said, again, I'm not really going to get too much into all the numbers, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to start posting, as part of this video, some of the work, so you can actually see what I'm showing, or what I'm discussing as far as all of this goes, about the number, the scripting, and things like that. And I have like so much more work, so it's not like, it's just like, this situation is not arbitrary. Like, I have like tons and tons of work going back like years and years ago on so many different stories. So there were a lot of people I know, when I first showed them these things, they were like, nah, that's crazy. And after they followed my work for years and different events, now people will actually say, damn, I was waiting for you to do this, because it has sparked some interest in their minds. Like, I think people have gotten to the point now where they understand that there's something going on. They may not know what is exactly going on, but there's something going on, And we must know the world is indeed a stage. The world is not what we think it is. What we see on TV, this is not the reality. Our heroes are given to us in order to create this sort of edge within us, where we deify them or feel a personal connection with them. That's just an illusion. And then they are there to be taken away from us whenever it needs be. They know exactly how to do this. They perfected it. And I want you to always pay attention. Every year around one of these championships, football, basketball, baseball, there is like 2 or 3 deaths every time. Trust me. Go back and just look. Start Googling famous deaths around the Super Bowl, famous deaths around the NBA Finals, famous deaths around the World Series. It happens every fucking year, man. I got no reason to lie about this shit. So, again, the whole point of me in this video is not as much to get into the actual numbers all the way, but just to show you, or basically try to convey to you, to not put your energy into these things they put on TV. Like, it's okay to be like, damn, it's an unfortunate situation regardless. This is all right. But you have to understand, these people in the media, what they're trying to do is they're trying to work their mojo over on you, man. This is how it goes. People they're not informing you because they think you should be informed. Like, if that was the case, they would be telling you like what's really going on in the world. These people are propaganda gurus in a sense. That's how this goes. They put these stories out, they build these guys up, they take them from you, and then they leave you weak, vulnerable, emotional, which is why you should never invest yourself into an individual that way. But many people do. So here we are, a couple days later after the Kobe situation. People are mourning and, all these different things. Trust me, they're not done with this yet. They gave you the Kobe story. People went crazy. Then they gave you the story with the woman, the newscaster who said nigger or whatever she said. Then there was another thing that I was told about, which is some other so-called white newscaster or white, I don't know if he's a newscaster, I haven't seen it, but he's on there and he's talking about, how much, how much of a negative person Kobe was. He's a rapist and all these different things. I don't really know, so I can't really like speak on everything specifically. I don't know, but basically he wasn't a good guy or whatever like that. And I'm saying all this to say, not for you to get upset at him. You have to understand, this is done to get you emotionally invested. The best thing you can do when it comes to these people and their media, their propaganda essentially is what it is not give a fuck. Not give a complete shit about anything that they have to say. You understand? When they put these things out, these things are there to manipulate you from an energy standpoint. I'm not saying, be negative about anything, but what I am saying is protect your energy, because your energy is at stake for every ritual. That's what a ritual is banked on energy. It's banked on symbols. I'm sorry. I was going to say symbols and symbology. Just came out wrong. It's banking on symbols, and what significance each symbol is to to each individual's perception. So like I said again, this world that we live in, this bullshit society, they've programmed all of us to feel a way about different things based on our so-called backgrounds and how they all cluster us up and separate us based on color and race and financial situation and male and female. So you see, once you attach yourself to one of these things, once you become pro-male, pro-black, pro-white, pro-gay, pro anything, once you become so pro, trust me, there's a program that goes with that. That's why whenever you meet a person that's pro-black, you can easily identify, because it's very rhetorical. They say the same things, they think the same things, they admire the same individuals, they talk the same. It's the same thing when you meet a feminist. She talks the same as all feminists. They make the same claims. The same thing when you meet a pro-male guy. I don't even know the word. I guess whatever the word is. But they talk the same. They have the same behavior, the same overall draw about everything. Same thing when you meet I'm pro-choice, I'm pro-gay, I'm pro whatever. If you understand that way, that mindset, because it's a program. There is no such thing as pro-gay, pro-black, pro-white, what the fuck? These are programs created by men, and they're used to manipulate individuals' ways of thinking. And from that point, they can manipulate you to a degree where you think that you're doing something and you're not. See, these people will create a group and give you 10 options. You get to choose one of the 10 and you think you're free, but you're not. These people are working on a much higher level than you. So, again, I'm going to get ready to end this video, but I'm going to show some of the work showing how they ritualize this Kobe situation using different numbers. Namely, in this situation, 41 and 13. There's other numbers also as well, but 41 and 13 being key to this. And how basically a lot of this was centered around Kobe. The scripting of this was centered around Kobe and Kobe's father, Joe Bean Bryant, and also Wilt Chamberlain. I'm going to speak on this a little bit before I go. So this is what I had wrote down on a post that I did. I'm going to link the post in here from my Instagram in here as well, but I'm going to show the pictures. But this is what this is what I uncovered as far as the scripting goes. I said this narrative is largely scripted through Kobe Bean, which is Kobe's dad, Wilt Chamberlain, and Philadelphia and LA. Wilt was born and raised in Philly and then drafted by the Philadelphia Warriors, whom later moved to Golden State. He would later be traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, and from there traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. So you see, Wilt Chamberlain is born, raised in Philly, played for Philly. The team that he played for, he was drafted by Philly. That same team ended up moving to California. Then he was traded back to Philadelphia, the 76ers, then traded to LA. So you see, Kobe's dad, Joe Bean Bryant, born and raised in Philly as well, drafted by the Golden State Warriors, and then traded to the Philadelphia 76ers before the season even started. So, he's from California to Philadelphia again, and then you have Kobe, also born in Philly, went to high school in Philly, wore number 33 at his high school. The name Kobe in gematria also equals 33. And Kobe, where am I on this? Kobe was in 4th place prior to Saturday on the NBA scoring list. The guy that was sitting right behind him, who had previously passed to sit in that place, was who? Wilt Chamberlain. Again, the Philly legend. Kobe had passed Wilt to get to 4th place. Now, on Saturday night, LeBron, who's now a Laker, passes him for third overall in a game when him as a Laker is playing against who? The Philadelphia 76ers. You see this? The number 13 is significant in all of this because check this out. Kobe allegedly dies on January 26, 2020. That's 1/26, 2020. In numerology, you would do 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0. That equals 13. That's the numerology for the date. It's 13. LeBron has also been to the playoffs in 13 of his, NBA seasons. This is significant for LeBron. LeBron and them, this story probably tells me that LeBron and them are at least going to the championship. Barring some type of strange injury, those guys are definitely going to the championship. Wilt Chamberlain. He wore 13 with the Philadelphia 76ers and with the Lakers. Kobe ended his career with a game versus the Utah Jazz, which is significant in the sense that, anybody that knows, they always compare Kobe to Jordan. Utah was like Jordan's arch enemy towards the end of his career. So it's kind of fitting that he would end the game against Utah. But even with that being said, that's not even the most significant part of this. So he ends his career against Utah, and the day is April the 13th, another 13. April 13th, 2016. Note this. The current coach right now for the Utah Jazz is Quinn Snyder. He was an assistant for the Philadelphia 76ers in 2010, and then a year later in 2011, he was an assistant head coach for the Lakers. So this guy that's coaching Utah, the last team that Kobe played against, was an assistant in 2010 and 2011 to the Philadelphia 76ers and the Lakers. Then he would go on to be named head coach of the Utah Jazz in 2014. That's significant because that is 13 seasons exactly after Kobe, as a Laker, won his second championship and defeated the Philadelphia 76ers to become the 2001 NBA champs. You see, this thing is very deep, very meticulous. These people work and at a pace that you just wouldn't understand. This also shows that these players that you relish and love, they are essentially actors. They do what they're told at the time they're told so that they can play out a script the way it is, so that these people in the NBA, the NFL, whatever, can create these long narratives and write these long stories and create heroes, because that's what this is all about. Vince McMahon said it best. This is entertainment what these guys are selling to you. None of it is as raw and uncut as you think it is, man. But I'm going to end it off tonight. Like I said, again, on many different topics from now on, I'm going to be speaking. And, like I said, I'm going to be much more active on here and speaking on many different topics that people, I think, are interested in. And maybe some that people aren't so interested in. Try to, broaden people's horizons about certain things. Yeah. Again, before I go, just remember what I said. Make sure that you protect your energy. Don't get yourself so emotionally involved in these people, these entertainers. Put this energy into yourselves and make sure that you can create a prosperous future for you and yours. We as people, we have much larger issues than celebrities. But these people, they build them up so that they can become such a larger than life point for most people. So with that being said, I feel like I've said enough. I hope that you understand the importance of this and the importance of protecting your energy, which again is like a spiritual currency. Keep yourself fresh and away from all this extra propaganda, man. Just stay away from all of that. So with that being said, man, peace. Y'all take it easy. And I look forward to the feedback. And there'll be new videos coming soon.
sounds crazy, but Kobe spoke this. He spoke this. He used to say all the time, I want to die young. And really? I thought he was crazy. He used to say, I want to die young. I want to be immortalized. And, you know, I want to have my career be better than Michael Jordan, and I want to die young. And I just thought he was just so crazy for saying that.
I didn't even ask you. So I should have been.
Black Mama doesn't end. Heroes come and go.
But legends are forever.
He used to say, I want to die young. I want to be immortalized.
But legends are forever.